And round of applause for your server before we start things off. Will you do that? Just round of applause, yeah. And let's get the show going with our first comic tonight. Very funny. You're going to enjoy him. Fred Kerr, everybody. Here's Fred!
That's something I've never experienced before. So coming up this year, marijuana is going to be legalized. Are we excited about that? Yeah. So the police will be able to pull us over to the side of the road and check our saliva for cannabis. But to do that, they need a thing called reasonable suspicion. So you got to watch for the upcoming check stops where the cop just reaches way in your window with a huge bag of Doritos and checks it for drool. Thank you for that. You know, while we're still in the food portion program, I want to give a shout out to those of you who are not actually allergic to gluten, but just maybe avoiding it because that's so trendy. You know, gluten-free food is devoid of nutrition, costs extra, and best of all, tastes like shit. So here's the thought, maybe just eat some damn gluten and just try to be less of a douche. Douchiness is going to matter, folks, when Trump starts World War III and the cannibalism breaks out. The first people eaten in that scenario are always the most annoying people, who are, of course, the gluten avoiders and the vegans, neither of whom are strong enough to fight back. Speaking of senseless violence, you might have heard that in the last couple of years there have been some bomb attacks on soccer stadiums in Europe. I think it's pretty clear what's going on here. Watching soccer is so freaking boring that even the Europeans are willing to blow up stadiums to make it stop. Speaking of things that stopped, like a lot of Calgarians, folks, I actually lost my job. Yeah, thanks for the sympathy, I appreciate that. But you know, don't worry, I won't be unemployed for long because I've got my qualifications. I've got a Bachelor of Arts degree. Yeah, in French literature from the University of Calgary. Yeah, you laugh, but that BA literature is exactly Justin Trudeau's qualification for being Prime Minister. Isn't that kind of a funny coincidence? I feel like with Justin leading our country at a time of terrorism and complicated economic problems which involve math, isn't it like the whole country just showed up at a gunfight armed only with a selfie stick? Thank you. I've had to make a few adjustments since I've been unemployed. There's some changes to my diet. I'm eating a lot more locally sourced, organic, free-range squirrel. Squirrel's an acquired taste, folks, I give you that, but you gotta try my flambé d'écureuil écrasé, which is squished squirrel on fire. You know, when I was a kid, my mom signed me up for Cubs. Cubs, if you didn't know, are boys between the ages of 8 and 10 who can't do sports. I was no athlete, folks. It's probably shocking to see me. I was no athlete, but you know, every phys ed class for me was as awkward and I felt as out of place as Justin Trudeau at a Mensa meeting. So these days I try to work out, I try to stay in shape, but I got no willpower. Like anything can make me quit. The other day I was in the gym, I was just getting started, and suddenly they created a very hostile environment for me and I had to leave. Somebody put fucking Adele on the PA system. I can't work under those conditions. But I think I've mellowed with age. You know, when you're young, your idea of a good night out kind of changes over time, right? Like, you know, when I was young, maybe we'd go out and a bunch of friends, stay out all night. Maybe we'd drink a little Lysol, you know, and then crush the cans on our foreheads. And that was then, but now, you know, a great night out for me is, or just a great night is being in bed at 10 o'clock and having to get up and pee less than 3 times. Thank you for that recognition. You know, folks, the media is always talking about how deeply divided America is. You hear that a lot, right? Deeply divided and polarized. But of course it fucking is. It's a democracy. Like, if you want total unity in a country, you got to go to the only country whose leader's got a worse haircut than Donald Trump. I'm talking about North Korea. Thank you, sir. The North Korean dictator, Mr. Kim So-Fat, he's got a bit of a branding problem because of all the things he could have named his favorite weapon, you know, that missile that falls harmlessly into the ocean. He decides to call it the No Dong. I'm no branding expert, folks, but if you're trying to name a weapon that's supposed to strike terror into the hearts of an English-speaking population, maybe get a focus group together first. Bring in a freaking marketing guy, because in English language, no dong is just not intimidating. Speaking of inappropriate use of dongs, there was a fertility doctor in the States who ran out of sperm donors. You can look this up, it actually happened. Ran out of sperm donors, started using his own semen to fertilize patients' eggs. I guess this clown figured that the victims should just be grateful to have a doctor in the family. Anyway, they did eventually sue him, of course, for negligence, for breach of trust, and my personal favorite, they're also suing him for cavalier use of sperm. Again, you can look this up. Gentlemen, who among us has not occasionally been somewhat cavalier with our sperm? You know, when you're unemployed, I'll take it. I'll take it. When you're unemployed, folks, a man has a lot of time to think. Maybe too much time. And I think about pornography, as I occasionally do. It strikes me that 90% of porn is actually made for straight men. Straight men naturally want to see women. So why is it that every male porn star has to have a gigantic baby arm in his pants? Like, who's this for? Like, we men are depressed enough, but for most of us, we're depressed enough. For most of us, sex amounts to occasionally being alone with our thoughts, lubricated by a stream of our own lonely tears. We don't need to be body shamed with these giant porn schlongs when we're just trying to be, a little cavalier with our sperm. So, my recommendation to you youngsters in the crowd who are just beginning your lifetime journey of porn consumption, because I sense you seek that from me, switch to Japanese. Now, hear me out on this. With Japanese porn, you can ignore the goofy dialogue because it's in Japanese. The actresses are very attractive, and the male actors are, how would I put this, not intimidating. I'm going to leave you with one final thought, and I'll get out of here. Just a quick comment on the U.S. political situation. It seems a little unfair that the same people who were so ecstatic to welcome America's first black president 8 years ago are now completely hostile to America's first orange president. Clearly, racism is still alive in America, and equally clearly, orange is not the new black. I'm Fred Kerr, thanks for listening.
Fred Kerr, everybody, let him know you enjoyed his set. We'll do that. Keep that applause going. Let's bring up our next comic guest. Very funny. I've known him for a long, long time. His brand new CD went #2 on iTunes. It's called For Crying Out Loud. Please welcome Brian.